Welcome to another video. It's Crochets here, and I'll be using this yarn Komtesa to make my project. These are the details, and let's dive in. Make a loop, enter your hook into the loop you have created. I'm using a 4mm hook. Make a chain as long as your shoulder to shoulder measurement. I did mine off camera, but I'll try to explain or take you through. My shoulder to shoulder length was about 42 centimeters, so I'm making sure I have made the right length, and that's 42 centimeters. I have a chain of 70, add 1, wrap your yarn, skip the first 2 loops into the third, and work a half double crochet like that. Go into the next loop, work a half double crochet, go into the next loop with a half double crochet. You are going to work a half double crochet along the entire chain. I'll meet you towards the end of my chain. I am at the end of my half double crochet row. That's it. Our next row, you're going to chain 3, 4. The 4th loop is like your chain 1 space. Wrap your yarn around the hook, skip the very first loop into the next with a double crochet. We are using a double crochet. Chain 1, skip the next loop into the next with a double crochet. Chain 1, skip the next loop into the next with a double crochet. Chain 1, skip the next loop into the next with a double crochet. I am getting to the end of my row. One more. Work according to your measurements, guys. These are my measurements. Make sure you take your own measurements or your client's measurements. So we're going on the next row, chain 4. That's 3. 4 is your chain 1 space. Turn your work and repeat the same thing. Work on top of the double crochet, chain 1. Go on top of the double crochet with a double crochet, chain 1. Do the same thing until the end of the row. I'll meet you there. I am at the end of my row. I have one left. Work on the 3rd loop from the bottom like that. Our next row, you're going to chain 3 and then turn your work, chain 1 as a chain 1 space. You're going to rib to start the ribbing now. So you're going to do a front post like that. Pull through with a double crochet, chain 1, wrap your yarn, do a front post and work a double crochet, chain 1. This is our row 3 of chain 1 space. Do a front post and work a double crochet, front post, double crochet, chain 1. You're going to do this until the end of the row. I will meet you towards the end. This is how your work should look like when you turn it. I think you can see it clearly. So I'll meet you at the end of the row. So now I am getting to the end of my row. One more. Go on the third loop, enter with a double crochet. So this is how our third row of chain one space looks like. We use the front post stitch. Chain 3, fourth as your chain one space, turn your work and work the normal double crochet without any post stitch, just normal double crochet on top of the double crochet. Chain 1, work a normal double crochet without ribbing. Chain 1, go into the next, like that. So I'm at the end of that row. You work in the loop on top of the double crochet, enter into the third loop with a double crochet like that. It looks amazing. I find this really gorgeous. I love the mesh stitch. Chain 1, 2, 3, 4 as a chain one space, turn your work. We are now going to do the ribbing again using the front post stitch. Chain 1, go into the next with the front post stitch. We are working when we've turned because this is the inside of our crochet project. So we keep working from this side, the front post stitch, so that the ribbing is visible on the outside part of our project. So you are going to keep doing this. It's the same way. Where you've reached is what you're doing until you have the length of your choice. It can be knee length, if it can be a crochet top, whichever is your choice. I'll meet you when mine is ready. I am getting done with mine. I don't have so much yarn. I only have a few in my stash, so I'm going to leave mine at an approximately knee length, or maybe before, but you can do the length of your choice. We are going to switch it up a little bit. We are just cleaning down the base. So chain 1, 2, 3 as your first double crochet, turn your work, go in the chain space with a double crochet and work a front post on the double crochet, and then go in the chain space with a double crochet and then work a front post. So you're going to keep working on this. I'm going to meet you at the end of this row. I'm at the end of the row. Remember, this one we have no spacing, and I'm working from the wrong side of the piece, or rather the inside part of the piece. So it looks like this and like that. You're going to again chain 1, 2, 3, turn your work and do the same, repeat it. So you're going to come to the double crochet, the next double crochet that was just in the chain space earlier, and it's the one you're going to rib with a front post stitch, like that. And then work a double crochet, an ordinary double crochet on the next loop, then work a front post on the next double crochet, the one that was in the chain space when you were working on the row before this one. So I'm going to fasten my video. I'll meet you when this is ready. I am almost done. And double crochet, chain 1 and cut off the yarn. So this is how our piece looks like. The yarn is soft, my tension is loose. Make sure you have 2 pieces, same measurements. I already had one made off camera, and now I'm going to join them together. You can pause and do your second piece. I fastened it a bit and did my first joining off camera, and this is how it looks like. So I'm going to show you from this other side. It's so simple. You're going to be using a single stitch to join, or you can opt for a tapestry needle, but I'll go with a single stitch. So make your count. I counted 10 loops to use as a separation, and I attached my stitch marker. I did the same the other side so that I make sure I have the right measurement for my neck space and the head space. So 10 loops, that was on top of the 10 double crochets with the chain 1 space. So I have my stitch mark attached. Now I'm creating a loop. Then make sure you remove the stitch marker while remembering where you had it attached. Enter your hook, then get the yarn, enter the hook into the loop that you created, pull through, and then chain 1. That's like our first single crochet. Then go into the next loop and the one at the back, pull through and make a single crochet. Go into the next and the one at the back, pull through, make a single crochet, and then go into the next and the one at the back, pull through and make a single crochet. I love using this stitch to join my pieces because it tends to look neat, clean, and really well made. So I'm going to fasten my video. I'll meet you when this part is done. I'm getting towards the end. Make sure you have the right counting. That's my last. Pull through, chain 1, and cut off the yarn. So this is how it looks. You see, beautiful. So we are going to create the arm space as well and do the same stitch. So I'm going to do my counting. I took the loop counting 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So I attached my stitch marker on the 11th double crochet. I did the same this on the other piece to make sure I have it aligned right. So make a loop. You're going to repeat the same stitch, the single crochet stitch. Enter your hook on around the stitch markers. Pull through the loop you have created. Chain 1 and then work a single crochet. In each space you're going to work 2 single crochets. Then enter in the stitch and the one on the other side, pull through, work a single crochet, which totals to 3. So I am going to fasten my video. I'm going to meet you when I have it all the way down. If you want to have a split, you don't have to complete all of it, but I'm going to close off because I have my dress short. So I'll meet you when I'm done with this. I have reached the end. I have just little left. And I don't have any more yarn in my stash, so my crochet piece is as good as ready. So enter into the last loops, pull through, that's the last, chain 1 and cut off the yarn. So far this is how the piece looks. Amazing. We are going to do a clean up a bit on the arms. So make a loop. I prefer to always start from the underarm. So enter your hook, but you can start from anywhere and then pull through, chain 1 2, wrap your yarn, go in the first, you can start from the spaces on the first loop and put a half double crochet. We are going to do the cleanup using a half double crochet. Put 2 half double crochets in each space, and then in the stitch put a half double crochet and then 2 half double crochets in the space, like that. I've reached the end. Enter in the first loop, pull through, go into the next loop, make a slip stitch, chain 1 and cut off the yarn. Do the same on the other side, like that. My piece is ready. I'm so happy you completed this with me. I'm so happy you've done this with me. This is the piece. Thank you so much and bye bye.